You ever catch a girl looking at you, and for a split second you wonder, was that just a glance, or was she saying something without a word? Most men, they ignore it. They chalk it up to coincidence. But here's the raw truth. Women don't just accidentally lock eyes. Not the way you think. Her gaze, when it's real, can expose more than her words ever will. But if you're blind to the signs, you'll miss the message every time. In today's world, where men are more disconnected from their instincts than ever, reading body language isn't just a skill, it's survival. And this is where the ancient Stoics had it right. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Learn to read the hearts of men." Today, brother, we're learning to read the eyes of women with clarity, with presence, without letting your emotions hijack your logic. Because a man who sees the world as it is, not as he wishes it to be, is dangerous. So in this video, I'll show you 6 powerful eye signals women give off when they're into you, even if they'd never admit it out loud. Once you learn to spot these signs, the game changes. You'll stop second-guessing yourself. You'll stop chasing women who never wanted you to begin with. And you'll start moving like a man who sees through the noise. Before we dive in, take a moment to subscribe if you're ready to transform how you handle relationships using the power of Stoicism. Every video is a step toward mastering your mindset and building stronger, more meaningful connections. Let's dive in. 1. The lingering look. Imagine this for a second. You walk into a room. It could be a cafe, a bar, a gym, whatever. And you feel eyes on you, not in a paranoid way, something real. So you scan the space, and then it happens. Your eyes meet hers. At first, you expect the usual. She glances, then quickly looks away. Classic move, right? But this time, she doesn't look away. She holds it, just a few seconds longer than what's normal. It's not rushed. It's not shy. It's steady, controlled, like she wants you to feel it. This isn't just a random look. This is a calculated move. She's not just acknowledging your presence, she's choosing to see you, and not the version you present to the world. She's trying to look into you, past your clothes, your muscles, your haircut, into the core. Now here's where most men fail. They flinch. They break the stare. Why? Because they're not used to being seen. They're not grounded. They haven't trained their presence. They haven't mastered their own energy. But you're different. You don't avoid the gaze. You hold it, not aggressively, not creepily, but with confidence, with poise, with the calm awareness of a man who knows who he is. This moment is subtle, silent, but loaded with meaning. Her eyes are saying, "I'm curious about you. I want to see if you're real." And when you hold that gaze, you're saying, "I see you too, and I'm not afraid of being seen." From a Stoic lens, this is exactly where your training kicks in. You remain unmoved, not cold, but centered, present, because you understand this. Attraction isn't about chasing, it's about observing, reading reality with clarity, responding, not reacting. Marcus Aurelius said, "Look within. Let not your mind run on what you lack." In that stare, you're not lacking. You're embodying the grounded masculine energy that women crave but rarely find. And that's why this moment matters. Don't fumble it. Don't get awkward. Just hold it for 1 second longer than she expects. That 1 second is everything. It tells her you're aware, you're present. You're not just another distracted, approval-seeking dude. You're a man who sees and knows when he's being seen. And in today's world of constant distraction and fake attention, that kind of energy, it stands out like fire in a snowstorm. 2. The up and down scan. You've seen it before, but maybe you didn't fully register it. You're standing there minding your business. Maybe you just walked into a room. Or maybe you're already posted up, calm, grounded, unfazed. Then, out of nowhere, her eyes catch yours. And that's when it happens. She scans you, starts at your face, and then slowly, almost like it's instinct, her gaze drops down to your chest, your arms, maybe your waist, your shoes, then back up. All in one smooth motion, polished, subtle, calculated. Now let's break that down, because most guys miss the power behind this moment. This isn't an accident. She didn't just happen to look down. This is primal female psychology at work. She's reading you, she's evaluating you, not just how you look, but what your presence is communicating. And don't get it twisted, it's not only about muscles or your jawline. She's checking your posture, your energy, your style, the way you take up space. She's asking herself, can this man protect? Can he lead? Does he carry the quiet power of someone who knows himself? This is instinctual, evolutionary, deep-rooted. She might not even be aware she's doing it, but her biology is. Her subconscious is scanning you for strength, for confidence, for control. And here's where most men drop the ball again. They either puff up like peacocks or shrink down like boys. Wrong move. The Stoic man doesn't react. He observes. He remains composed. He's not flattered or fazed, because validation doesn't come from a woman's gaze. It comes from within. Seneca once said, "He is most powerful who has power over himself." That's the energy you need to carry when you catch her looking you up and down. Not arrogance, but quiet certainty. Not show-off energy, but command. And here's a brutal truth. If you don't respect yourself, that look disappears fast. So when she does this scan, it's not just about how good your shirt fits. It's about what you've built, the man behind the muscle, the energy behind the walk. It's about how your presence hits when you enter a room, before you say a single word. Because remember this, women don't fall for your words, they fall for your energy. So next time you catch that up and down look, don't break the moment, don't play it off. Just smile, slightly, hold the frame, stay still, let her feel it. Because in that quiet exchange, she's already imagined what it's like to be closer to you. And your stillness, your presence, your grounded energy, that's what tells her. He's not just another guy, he's a man, a real one. 3. The flirty glance plus that subtle, knowing smile. All right, picture this. You're sitting there, not doing much, not chasing attention. You're just present, composed, aware, maybe sipping your drink, maybe lost in thought. And then, boom, it happens. She looks at you, quick, sharp, just for a second. Your instincts pick it up, but before you can even react, she looks away. And that's when you see it. That little smirk tugging at the corner of her mouth. That half-second smile that says more than any pickup line ever could. Now let's get one thing straight. That moment right there, that's no accident. That's deliberate. It's a test, a spark, a low-key challenge. She's saying, I noticed you, but I'm not gonna hand it to you on a silver platter. I'm open, but only if you're man enough to catch the signal. It's playful, sure, but it's also psychological warfare, feminine style. And most men, they miss it entirely. They're too locked into their phones, their insecurities, or their beta programming to even register it. But not you. You're tuned in. You've done the inner work. You're not just existing, you're moving with intent. And that's where the Stoic perspective comes into play. Because a Stoic man isn't thrown off by the unexpected. He doesn't jump. He doesn't flinch. He doesn't chase. He reads the room. He observes, and he acts from reason, not impulse. Marcus Aurelius said it best. The nearer a man comes to a calm mind, the closer he is to strength. So when she gives you that glance, that sly little smile, you don't overthink. You don't go needy. You simply smile back, calm, grounded, just enough to say, message received. That one glance is a gateway. A subtle invitation to step into the masculine role, not with desperation, not with game, but with presence. Because here's the brutal reality. She's not attracted to the guy who's trying too hard. She's attracted to the man who doesn't need the moment, but can own it when it comes. And that smile, That eye contact. It's primal, it's ancient. It's her way of throwing the stone across the water and watching the ripple. She wants to see if you'll ripple too, or stay still like a mountain. So what do? You respond, lightly, effortlessly, from your core. A calm grin, a slow blink, maybe a subtle head tilt that says, "I see you too." Then you go back to whatever you were doing. No performance, no show, because real men don't act, they attract. That moment isn't about fireworks or cheesy lines. It's about energy. It's about masculine polarity. And when handled right, that one flirty glance, it can spark a connection that feels inevitable. Hey, real quick, if this is hitting home for you so far, do me a favor. Drop this in the comments right now. A true man never looks away. I want to see how many of you out there are really tapped into this. If you've ever felt that stare, you know the one I'm talking about, then type it. It tells me you're paying attention, that you're awake, and that you're not the kind of man who backs down from intensity. Plus, I read every comment, so if you leave it, I'll know you're locked in with me. Let's keep this energy strong. 4. The deep, soul-piercing stare. All right, now we're entering deeper waters. No more surface games. This one, it cuts. You're sitting there. Maybe at a bar, maybe across the room, maybe just walking through life like usual. And then it happens. Your eyes meet. But this time, it's different. There's no playful smirk, no shy glance. She doesn't look away. In fact, she locks in. And in that instant, it feels like she's seeing something no one else ever has. Not your clothes, not your jawline. She's looking past all that, straight into your essence. It's not just eye contact. It's a silent interrogation of who you truly are beneath the surface. This isn't common. Most women won't do this unless something about your energy, your presence, or your aura is striking enough to stop them in their tracks. And here's the part that'll gut check you. If you're full of noise on the inside, insecurity, neediness, fakeness, you won't survive this stare. You'll break eye contact, you'll get uncomfortable, because somewhere deep down, you'll feel exposed. But if you're a man who's done the inner work, who walks in truth, purpose, and calm awareness, you won't flinch. You'll hold her gaze, not to dominate, not to impress, but simply because there's nothing to hide. You're not pretending to be a man. You are one. And that's exactly where the Stoic philosophy bleeds into this moment, like steel into fire. You see, the Stoics weren't about pretending to be untouchable. They were about becoming untouchable through truth, through self-mastery, through emotional discipline, through living in alignment with virtue. Seneca once said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." So what if she's looking into your soul? Good. Let her. You've stripped away the masks. You've faced the dark sides of yourself. The weakness, the ego, the fake persona society tried to glue onto you. You've killed the coward within. So now, there's nothing left to fear. Let the silence speak. Let the energy rise. Let her feel the calm furnace of your masculine presence. The type that doesn't chase, doesn't beg, doesn't perform. Because here's the brutal truth. That stare isn't just about attraction, it's about assessment. She's thinking, is this a man I can respect? Is there depth behind the frame? Is this someone who can protect, lead, and remain unshaken when the world collapses? She's not just attracted to you, she's drawn to something primal, and only real men, stoic, grounded, sharp, can handle that kind of magnetism without crumbling. So don't break eye contact, breathe through it. Let your eyes say what weak men try to say with words, money, or fake status. Because that one moment of real, raw, soul-piercing energy, it'll tell her everything she needs to know. And if you hold that line like a man forged by fire, you just earned her curiosity, maybe even her respect. 5. The sneaky side glance. Let's talk about a signal most men miss. And it's costing them silently. You've felt it before. That eerie sense like someone's watching you. even though you didn't see it happen. You glance over. Boom. She's already looking away, pretending to be glued to her phone, laughing a little too hard at her friend's joke. But you felt it. That pull, that invisible thread of energy she tossed your way when she thought you weren't looking. That, my brother, is the side glance, the silent weapon of feminine curiosity. Subtle, smooth, calculated. She's observing you, not full on, not obviously, but with intention. From the corner of her eye, she's reading the situation, studying how you move, how you carry yourself, how your presence shifts the room. And here's what most men never realize. It's not about your looks, it's about your energy, your presence. Are you calm, grounded, confident in your skin without needing anyone's validation? She might fix her hair, adjust her shirt, shift her body ever so slightly in your direction. These aren't coincidences, they're instinctual signals, rooted deep in her biology. But this isn't just female behavior, it's a test. A quiet one, a game of tension and subtlety that separates the alert man from the clueless crowd. And here's where Stoicism enters the arena like a sword through silence. A Stoic doesn't chase glances. He doesn't need to react to every flicker of attention. He notices and chooses how to respond, with clarity, not craving. Because he doesn't seek validation from others. He brings validation from within. Marcus Aurelius didn't walk into a room wondering who approved of him. He walked into the world already knowing who he was, with or without applause. That's the inner frame you need to hold. So what do you do when you catch that glance? You don't jump. You don't grin like a boy. You don't puff your chest like a clown. You simply lock eyes for a second, just long enough to let her know, I saw that. I see you. Then you return to center, back to your world, back to your mission. Because in a world of men who constantly chase, crave, and react, the man who holds frame becomes a magnet. That tiny shared moment, it can say more than an hour-long conversation, because it's built on presence, awareness, and restraint. 3 things most men have lost, and 3 things a Stoic warrior never abandons. So next time you feel her watching, don't flinch, don't chase, just notice, respond with quiet strength, and let her curiosity do the rest. 6. The I want you stare. Now let's talk about the kind of look that cuts through the noise. It's not a glance, it's not flirty or shy, it's raw, direct, undeniable. You're standing there, maybe sipping a drink, maybe mid-conversation, when suddenly you feel it. Eyes locked on you, unapologetic, burning, focused. You turn, and there she is. She's not smiling, she's not playing. She's looking at you like she already imagined how you taste, like she's stripping you down mentally and wondering if you're man enough to handle what she's not saying. No blinking, no looking away, no pretending. That stare is desire in its purest form, bold, primal, and dripping with feminine confidence. She doesn't need to say a word. Her eyes are screaming, I want you to notice me. I want you to do something about it. Let's be clear, this isn't just attraction. This is a test of presence. She's giving you the green light. But most men fumble here. They overthink. They freeze. Or worse, they try to play it cool and end up looking weak. And here's where the Stoic man separates himself from the crowd. A Stoic man doesn't respond with desperation. He doesn't act like a starving wolf seeing his first meal. He stands grounded, calm, in control of his inner fire. Because true masculine power isn't loud, it's still, it's unshakable. It's the kind of energy that says, I see your desire, and I'll respond only when I choose to. The Stoics taught us to rule our impulses, not kill them, not suppress them, but master them. Seneca said, no man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself. And what greater test than being the object of feminine desire and still maintaining your frame? So when that stare comes, and it will, don't flinch. Don't rush, don't feed your ego. Lock eyes, breathe, hold the moment. Then, if the energy feels right, walk over. Speak with presence. Say something real, not a pickup line, not a cheesy flex, a grounded compliment, a question, a simple confident hi. Because she already made the first move with her eyes. Now it's your turn to show if you're just another man, or a man with gravity. So, ever caught a woman giving you any of these looks? How did it make you feel? If you've experienced one of these eye moments, drop a noticed in the comments. Let's talk about it down there. And hey, if this helped you see things differently, share it with someone who could use a little help decoding the silent language of attraction. Make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss more videos about relationships, body language, and human connection. Remember, eye contact isn't just looking, it's speaking without words. So next time a woman locks eyes with you, don't ignore it. Notice, respond, and who knows where it might lead. Take care, stay sharp, and keep your eyes open. You never know what someone's gaze is trying to tell you.